Somebody tapped me on the shoulder in 2012 and said, have you looked at Bitcoin? I'd seen Bitcoin. I'm a macro guy. It's my job to see new assets as they rise. And the moment I saw it and it explained to me how blockchain worked and what Bitcoin was itself, I sat down, thought about it, wrote the first ever macroeconomic strategy paper about Bitcoin in 2013, and looked at it versus gold. I said, well, if this is digital gold, so this is the new version of digital gold, and we can build the entire financial system rails on blockchain, so we know who owns what, which is the key issue I saw at the massive global level. Okay, this is valuable. So I compared it to gold and got a valuation of $1 million. And Bitcoin was $200. So I'm like, okay, this is the best reward you'll ever see in your entire life. So then I always discount myself for being an idiot. So I said, I'm 90% an idiot, maybe 10% right. So let's assume that it's worth $100,000. It's $200. This is still the best risk reward you'll ever see. So I bought it then. And then I've been on that journey in crypto from Bitcoin, then seeing smart contracts rise, seeing how every contract, even me coming today on this Zoom, is essentially a contract over email. And, speaking with you personally is like, yes, I will do that. It's a contractual term. Every ticket, every hotel room, everything's a contract. And then you start realizing, oh my God, this is all going on blockchain rails. So not just the financial system, not just a currency, but basically every part of our digital world is going to end up on blockchain technology.
Hello and welcome to Crypto IQ. In today's video, we will hear Real Vision CEO Raoul share his thoughts on Bitcoin adoption and why he remains bullish on the crypto industry as a whole, despite the latest turmoil that has taken place during the bear market.
Google or Alphabet's a classic example of network effects, right? It's a network company that has allowed application layers to be built on top of it. So what you've got is enormous value. It's the same with Facebook. It's the same with a bunch of these. The difference here in this, what makes this the fastest adoption of any technology in all recorded history, it's twice the speed the internet got adopted at, which itself was the fastest adoption of any technology in history, is because unlike Facebook, if you're a Facebook user, you get to use the Facebook network. But that's the only benefit you get, while the shareholders make all the money. In this new world, if you're a token holder, you get to participate in the network and also the value accretion from the network. So it becomes super viral. First, we need to clear up this macro situation that we talked about, right? Because nobody can deploy capital. I mean, everyone's either cutting staff or lowering their budgets. And so what I'm seeing is every large corporation, anybody with brand, community, or any of these is working hard like you guys are on figuring out what does Web3 mean for us. Some people are super far advanced, like, a lot of people don't realize Ticketmaster has issued more NFTs than any company in the world, 10 million NFTs. So there's people already catapulting, but all the big Web2 players are involved. Everybody in the financial system is involved, everybody. And Goldman's been involved in this since 2015. So you just don't see it really because they're cautiously moving forwards because of regulatory issues. But everybody knows that this is where it's all going. So we're seeing, I've never seen anything like it personally. It's kind of a little bit like the internet, but it's just, as I said, faster paced and actually larger in scope, which sounds crazy, but it is because it accrues value itself to these protocol layers. So there's this massive value accretion that comes. So if I compare where we are now, call it $1 trillion of asset valuation in digital assets, well, almost all the traditional asset markets are 200 to 300 trillion each. We're going to get there in probably 10 to 15 years. I mean, this will be the fastest accumulation of value the world has ever seen. Fastest and largest. Bigger than oil, bigger than the internet. It's just it's a very, very different thing. It's quite the phenomena. So the point being is, as soon as the macro clears up, everybody from you guys, I mean, we've already seen Meta moving further along, faster, they're launching stuff. Yeah, everybody's going to launch, and everybody's going to be putting capital. And don't forget, like you guys and everybody else, everybody's investing in VC in this space already. So everyone's getting a first look. What's happening? Where is it going? How do we get involved? So the VC money of $60 billion that went in the last 18 months, because of the speed of the cycle in crypto, we're going to see a whole lot of products and new changes and new innovations coming in the next 6 to 12 months. And we'll move the whole narrative forward exponentially yet again. Every investor in the world is going to invest in this sector. Right now, it's probably something like 0.5% or 0.25% or something of people's investments, and it's going to get much larger. So how do you capture that? That's why I started an asset management company that invests in digital asset hedge funds. Okay, so that's part of the trend. Much like, again, you guys at corporate level through the VC arm will be investing in VC companies, so you're capturing the trend. The other thing is the big light bulb moment for me was realizing that tokenization is going to unlock intangibles on global balance sheets. So what do I mean by that? Intangibles are things like brand and community. I think as McKinsey put intangibles at about $60 trillion on global balance sheets. How they came up with that number, I've no idea. And again, however wrong it is, doesn't really matter. The point being that tokenizing brand and tokenizing community is going to put this on the balance sheet. So every firm is incentivized to do it, which is why you guys are looking at it, because it actually becomes a way of tokenizing community or network effects. So if you think of it in these terms, Disney is a $250 billion company. They're probably the most culturally relevant brand on earth. My guess is they touch more people. I think everybody's got a Disney story, whatever age group you are, you know Disney. Disney has a part of your life, whether it's, in whatever function. What is that worth if you were to tokenize the various sub-franchises like Marvel or even Mickey Mouse or whatever it is, right? What is that all worth? Disney is a brand. Could Disney have its own currency, essentially? Could you have a social token and NFTs? All of that combined is probably $1 trillion or $2 trillion. That's not even on their balance sheet. It's not even valued that way yet. So I'm really excited about the tokenization of culture. Culture is the thing that we are all involved in at scale. We all live our life. It defines us as human beings. What are the big cultural identities? Music. I'm a big music fan. Music is a cultural identity that we have. Secondly, fashion. Fashion is a cultural identifier, something people are passionate about. Thirdly, sports. It's so tribal, so cultural. And finally, probably movie, TV, book franchises, that kind of stuff. The other two, I would say, would be politics and religion, but I probably wouldn't want to get involved in tokenizing those. But Science Magic Studios, the business I've set up, co-founded, the job is to help giant corporations with giant communities tokenize this. If you held a metaverse festival of music and got some of the biggest bands in the world there, like Coachella, but on the internet, you could get 100 million people into NFTs immediately. Just because, as long as you've got a wallet integration, you can just drop it to them. And there are now wallets that you don't even know. You don't need to know what chain it's on or anything. It's like, here's your thing. So that's how Starbucks have been doing it. And that's how several brands have been doing it. That's how Ticketmaster have been doing it. Ticketmaster Genius said, well, every time you get a Ticketmaster ticket, much like your Apple wallet or whatever, you can put your ticket in your Ticketmaster wallet, right? So for easy access. They made their Ticketmaster wallet Web3. So then every time you go to an event, they drop you NFTs. So now you've got NFTs, you've not done anything, you don't know anything about blockchain, and you don't need to. These are just digital assets that move around.
So do you agree with Raoul that crypto adoption will get this big? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.